George, I'm curious, do you have any experience with laser hair removal?
You know what, Barone? I'm not going to get into that with you. Just definitely.
Can I tell you why I'm asking?
Please tell me why you're asking.
So when I do my grooming, which is, a couple times a week, I am having to shave my ears. Like, not even like the inside of my ears, but like the tops of my ears, my earlobes. And I'm thinking about laser, and I figure you probably have some experience.
I'm not a very hairy person, so I've never gotten laser, but it sounds like a great opportunity because when you have ear hair, it's not pretty.
I know. I mean, again, it's not like just like coming out of my ear. It's on my ears.
Get that beauty med spot voucher and go get yourself some. Liar, pants on fire. Liar, pants on fire. So we're back with Pants on Fire with George Santos, and we have one hell of a mirage in front of me. For those of you who are listening and not watching, Miss Naja walked up in this bitch today in green with red hair, auburn red hair, and she's giving us poison ivy.
That's what you call me, a poison ivy. I'm going for my whole superhero vibe because I kind of feel like I'm going to have to swoop in. And
she's not a superhero. She's a super villain.
Oh, she's a villain? Even better. Even better. I'm in my villain era.
You could be the villain today.
Yeah. For once.
Yeah.
So today we have Walter Masterson. Does it Matterson? Who gives a bleep? Anyway, I'm just gonna go with that because I feel like it. And even if it's wrong, if anybody edits that, you're fired. Oh. So we're gonna go with Walter. Does it Matterson? But here's the deal. This dude is serious because he has a whopping 2.8 million TikTok followers.
I thought it was like 5-something million.
800,000 Instagram followers. He's a real agitator, a real antagonizer, no friend of mine.
So his on his TikTok it says comedian. Just to clear that up, to be very clear, it says comic.
For me, comedy is funny.
So here's the thing. I met him years and years and years ago. And when I suggested that he come on the show, I was like, for once, I don't get to be triggered. I said,
trigger George.
Sure, let's trigger George.
Yeah.
But that might not happen.
Come on down.
Walter!
Whateverson. Welcome to Pants on Fire, Walter.
Awesome.
Whew. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I mean, Trump is president, right? He's had a week in office, and I mean, he's gotten so much done. And I thought we could celebrate his accomplishments today.
Hey, Walter.
Right,
Hey.
Naja, actually, we're old friends from acting class back in the day. So thank you for inviting me on here.
Yes, I thought that you would be a good, different type of energy than what has sat here with us before. Completely different perspectives than some of the other people that have sat in the chair.
Some of the other people.
Oh, you got to watch the show. I mean, we're just not going to give it to you.
What
is this? No freebies.
Therein lies the
We've
problem.
had a lot of conservatives on the show.
We've had liberals too.
I don't know.
We've had some liberals. Come on.
You had a liberal on this show.
So let's talk about you. Why did you choose to wear a sweater that says Antifa to the George Santos podcast?
I mean, I don't know. I just
other than antagonize me, which is
I kind of just woke up like this. Really?
Oh, you woke up like that?
I mean,
you didn't bother to shower to come to the show.
What?
Do you shower?
I mean, showering. What is that? I mean,
yeah, right.
Listen, I'm an RFK supporter, so I reject germ theory completely.
Okay.
I mean, it's about natural immunity.
Did we shake hands?
So those of you that are not,
you have hand sanitizer?
For those of you that are listening right now and you're not watching, Walter has on a baby blue hoodie with Antifa in Barbie font.
Barbie font.
Yes, with Barbie font.
Thank you.
The only way to ruin Barbie.
And George seems to think that was to antagonize him.
I mean, let's just get into it. What inspired you to become who you are today and what you do? Because I know your work, obviously. I'm no stranger to it. I've been on the receiving end. Let's not ignore
Let's put a pin in that one, but
I just want to know about you. What's made you make the choice to be who you are and what you do and develop this brand?
I developed this. Okay. Well, I I like making comedy. The MAGA cult gives me a lot of just fresh, raw material at any given moment. I mean, listen, as an improv person, the yes and that MAGA gives at any given moment is just world class. I mean, listen, I don't know how much you know about improv. You have to yes and you also have to work at the top of your intelligence.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Two things that MAGA does extremely well in interviews and at all times. And so they're just fantastic improv partners. I could not ask for better.
So
really.
thanks to MAGA, you earn a living today, essentially.
Thanks. Well, really, I mean,
so yeah,
George Soros.
What you're saying
thanks to Soros, I earn a living. Okay, thanks to CNN.
But your material,
thanks to CNN, I get an adrenochrome baby. The one that's good for reptilians every 2 weeks, and thanks to Soros, I earn a living. So
at the expense
CNN,
of the source material, MAGA.
Yeah, source. Yeah,
gotcha.
So, thank you.
I understand. So MAGA can't go away. Then you're fucked.
What?
There's no career for you if MAGA goes away.
Oh my God, that would be. I really would love that.
This is a lifeline.
Put me out
of
dude. I mean, that would be amazing. Put me out of business. I'd love it.
I mean, seriously, would you turn on
if white
Democrats?
Supremacy went away? What would we do? What would we do with that?
So
white
you're saying
supremacy?
that everybody that's a MAGA supporter is a white supremacist?
No, I'm saying that it's not a deal breaker.
Okay.
It's not a deal breaker for MAGA if there's white supremacists in their ranks.
Okay.
Why do you think the white supremacists are so attracted to this MAGA movement?
Well, listen, it's a
By the way, hold on, before you answer that. There is no evidence that there's white supremacy at large in this country, specifically in MAGA uniquely.
Wait.
Right? No, there is no evidence of
White
that.
supremacy 100.
Wait, so
and we've
white
had this
supremacy
argument a lot.
doesn't
White
exist. Racism in this
supremacy-
country, and I support
the
that. White
notion that
supremacy,
white people
no.
are
I
supreme in
literally
America.
have an interview with Patriot Front, like that I just did the other day. They came to see Donald Trump and JD Vance speak, and they came and they were accepted by the people at the March for Life.
Patriot
rally.
Fund's the guys in the khakis.
Yeah,
They're clowns.
but they are
I disavow them, and I know many people who disavow them.
okay. Great, but they fully support.
I don't
Trump.
know a
They are
single person who
anti-DE.
supports them, actually.
What?
I don't. I really don't.
Okay, great. So next time they come to a rally that you're at,
I've rebuked them before.
Okay, great. If we're at a rally together and you want to yell at them and chase them off, I'll
That's
back
not
you up
my
100%.
brand. I'm not crazy. That's the crazy brand, right? I don't do yelling.
If you want to
Find someone else to help.
if you want
with
to
that.
tell them to fuck off and that they're pieces of shit, I'll stand behind you.
I'll send it in a tweet.
Yeah.
We got to go back to the notion that white supremacy does not exist. Are you saying that, or did I
didn't say it doesn't
misunderstand you?
exist. No.
We
didn't say it doesn't
we
exist.
just talked about Patriot
It is
Front.
not proven to be widespread in this country. Is there racism? Sure, there is. Racism sucks. It's ugly, and you know how I feel about that. We talked about that
that's the
offline.
problem, George. See, that's me. People think
She was not done speaking.
You were into what? Well,
She wasn't done speaking.
But it's a conservative podcast. We're
It's
talking
not a
over
conservative
women.
podcast, actually.
We're talking over
open.
women.
It's an echo. It's an
okay.
open,
Okay,
non-echo
so it's not
chamber
a
environment.
conservative
So
podcast. Sorry, you can finish.
Actually, you were making your point about how you were talking.
I just said to you, I acknowledge racism exists, and I acknowledge that, and I think it's a bad thing. I just don't believe there's white supremacy at large, or white supremacy is the heart of MAGA. I think that's disingenuous, and that's a media spin. And by the way, it's the same media spin that led Democrats to lose the election. Hillary Clinton used to say that we should deport every single immigrant and that they're dangerous and violent, and this was in 2008.
Yeah, and Hillary Clinton.
Do you think we should deport every single immigrant, or are they all dangerous and violent?
Do I look like a Hillary stan to you?
Do you believe every immigrant is dangerous and violent?
No.
Hillary Clinton was a standing bearer of your party, of the Democrats.
Hillary Clinton?
For years, yes. Yes, she was. She was the face of your party.
Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. I say Bill Clinton was the best Republican president this country ever had.
I beg to differ, but okay.
I mean, he was, and listen, Hillary Clinton, there was a reason that Putin did not want her in office. There's a reason.
What was that reason?
Because he's terrified of her. Trump he's real. He knows
terrified
he can get
of what?
He knows he can get what he needs from Trump. And he's gotten, Trump to grease the skids for him, and he can control him and everything. Hillary, not so much. But yeah, Hillary, I mean, terrible candidate.
What brand of Kool-Aid are you on right now? I'm curious.
Dude,
What flavor? Is it strawberry? Is it red dye strawberry or is it grape? I am very curious.
Food dyes. Well, those are actually going to become illegal.
Finally. That's a good thing, right?
Thank God.
Can we agree?
What?
Can we genuinely agree?
Food dyes, sure. Food dyes, yeah. Not the polio vaccine though. I mean, I don't know how you feel about the polio vaccine.
I disagree with that stance too. Vaccination is not all bad, but experimental vaccination, I have a problem with it.
Oh God. All right. I know where this is going.
I'm vaccinated for COVID, by the way.
You knew where this was going when you agreed to come on this show.
Yeah. Of course you did. But you
knew.
it says it right there. Like it's not bait and switch. My name's on the goddamn logo. So let me ask you a question. You did say that you use you're a comic and improv and you use whatever material is sourced out there for you. I respect that. A lot of friends of mine are comics, are trying to make it in the city. New York City is a very unforgiving place for artists. Respect you for building your niche, your brand. Now, explain to me something, because I do have a bone to pick with you, and I'm pretty sure you know that. Do you have a family?
I mean, who doesn't have a family?
Do you have a wife, kids, or are you married? Do you just
sure.
No, it's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Okay. How would you feel if I turned to this audience and said, for all of my followers and all my listeners to go to your house right now and harass you at your home and make a stink and a spectacle out of your house every single day?
Listen, if I was a public official...
How would you feel, though, if somebody called
If I was a United States congressperson... If you're a United States congressperson, that is fair game.
Oh, it's fair game to go harass my disabled niece who lives with me, my husband, my sister, people who live with me.
Yeah,
I got elected. They didn't.
So if you're a United States congressperson, so
it's okay to call for violence at their home.
You got to get your affairs in order. Okay.
So you think it's okay? I'm asking you this question. You think it's appropriate to incite people to come to a public person's house, not just their workplace, which is fair game, and I took it every single day, but to their house? What does my house have to do with me being elected to office or not? That is dangerous.
Come to go protest at your house?
That is dangerous. A child lives with me. A disabled autistic child lives with me, which is my niece, which I'm the main caregiver for her. I'm her financial support. Do you really think it's appropriate?
Can we fact check some of this?
That's all true.
I literally don't believe anything you're saying right now.
That's all true.
Yeah, the Hillary Clinton thing you said earlier, that's false. She said that she felt strongly about the deportation of individuals with criminal convictions, but the vast majority of individuals are not criminals. So that's false. And
can we fact check the niece thing?
Yeah.
I literally don't believe a word he said.
That's fine.
Well,
you don't have to. I don't care if you do.
So Walter, did you? So Walter, did you? And I didn't know about this until we were having our meeting this morning. I had no clue that this happened.
Yeah.
Did you send people to his house? What did you say? If you did, what happened?
Did I send people to your house?
Did you not incite that? Did you not suggest that?
Did I say let's go to his house? Let's
show me
this. What did I say? Let's go to his house and harass his niece that
Let's
doesn't
also
live
harass
with him.
Santos at his home and NY office. This is his own post.
Okay, on January 10th, 2023. This is a tweet. Is this from Twitter?
Yeah, that's a tweet.
Okay, so it says, let's also harass Santos at his house in New York.
So do you stand by those words?
So did people come there because of that tweet?
Listen.
I did have people come to my house.
You are no longer an elected official, so I don't stand by it as a private citizen. As a public, as an elected United States congressperson, I absolutely stand by it.
That's wrong.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong when they did it to Kavanaugh. It's wrong when they did it to Clarence Thomas.
My God. Oh.
It's wrong when they did it to every single elected official.
Thomas, poor Kavanaugh.
It's wrong.
It's
wrong when they did it to Pelosi and what they did to her husband. It's wrong.
It's
wrong.
So they're gonna have to get another billionaire to fund pay their mortgage and have a move and stuff like that.
That's just not true.
It's terrible.
None of that is true.
None of it is true.
How do you live in a world like that?
Where Clarence Thomas and Kavanaugh,
nobody pays for their mortgage.
No one got their mortgage paid for. No one had billionaires send them around the world and give them lavish trips and stuff like that. Can we fact check on that? Harlan Crow. Yeah,
let me make this very clear.
Yeah,
I don't care about what your fact checker friends say or not. Like, what you're saying is insanely dangerous. Your rhetoric is dangerous. Saying that it's okay to incite violence for elected officials to be accosted at their house, that is dangerous rhetoric.
Listen, if you want to take away someone's right to
Nobody's
have an
taking
abortion
anybody's
or their
rights. I never
reproductive
took anybody's rights away to do
then
that.
you know what? Then listen, people can show up and harass you in public.
In public, not at their homes. That's fair game. I don't disagree with you. My issue with you is thinking that it's okay to send people to people's homes to harass them. That's dangerous. People die in instances like that. Did you know there was a federal judge in New Jersey whose son and husband were mowed down by gunshots in their front lawn because of people like you inciting violence against a decision she took?
People like me.
Do you agree with that?
Do I agree with it? Did I say go mow them down?
But do you agree with harassing public officials like judges, elected congressmen and senators and Supreme Court justices at their homes? You still think that's okay?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, if you want to take away people's rights,
I took nobody's rights away to anything. I voted no such time against abortion.
Well, I mean, you didn't have time to vote for anything.
Yes, I did. It went on the floor. It was,
you got thrown out of Congress.
It was on the floor, and I voted against it. My record stands by it. It was on the floor, and I voted against it in an amendment.
You're part of the Republican Party.
That doesn't. We're not a monolith.
What?
We're not a monolith.
Okay, great. I know. I'm sorry. It's a very diverse. I'm sure you're very
Dude, I'm a gay man in the Republican Party.
You're a gay man who, helps them, gives them, cover for when they want to be, anti-LGBTQ.
For what? Over 60 members of Congress voted to codify the Marriage Equality Act. What are you talking about?
The Marriage Equality. Okay.
Please tell me what's your thought on that?
Okay, I'm sorry. You know what? They don't. They're
no, you're
totally
not sorry. You're sarcastic.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm accusing the MAGA movement of being anti-LGBTQ.
Scott Bessent's the first openly gay Treasury Secretary. Trump appointed him. Rick Grinnell was the first acting secretary in a cabinet. He's also gay.
Tammy Bruce, was my question.
Tammy Bruce is the spokesperson for the State Department. She's a lesbian woman.
Yeah, and
this is Trump's administration right now.
They're trying. That's their problem. There is
How is it their problem?
Okay, there is a white supremacist by the name of Fuentes. All right, if people want to go,
Nick Fuentes is a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I'm the biggest anti-Nick Fuentes human being.
My point
you
is
came
that
to the wrong place.
Want to take away their own rights and get with the party that wants to take away their own rights.
So
that's their problem.
Let me clarify this to you in case you don't know.
Nick
Walter
Fuentes is a white supremacist, and his last name is Fuentes. Okay.
You came with the wrong pie to the wrong kitchen. I hate Nick Fuentes.
You guys are agreeing on something.
No,
wow,
because it's not. It's because I don't live and look at the world from a vernacular of a skewed person who thinks everything is a monolith. That's how he lives. I can't live like that.
Well, he's chosen one particular group to focus on.
And he thinks they live in unison and a monolith.
Nobody's a monolith,
it's not a deal breaker.
That's the thing.
Right? I mean, listen, there's the saying goes.
Okay with racism. Kind of
not
okay
true.
with
I'm not okay with racism.
You kind of are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm the first one. I'm the first one to call it out.
Everybody's kind of okay with racism.
I'm not. I'm not.
You are. As long as, you know what, I'm a firm believer. Mother Teresa, one of my favorite quotes, she said, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. A lot of us don't feel things very harshly until it hits us right in our front door and it sits right on our couch.
I just told you a few minutes ago I experienced racism in Alabama and I didn't like it.
Right.
And I'm not I'm not a racist and
but
I don't support
racism because of the notion that whites are supreme, because I'm pretty sure you experienced it from some white person in Alabama, no?
Of course, it's racism, right? Yeah.
No.
But what I'm trying to say to you is very simple. I don't support racism. So the slightest stretch of you saying I'm okay with it is deeply offensive to me because I don't support racism. I'm not a racist person.
Listen, MAGA has no enemies to the right. The Democrats have no friends to the left. That's how the saying goes. Okay, that's. All right, so you can be as right wing as you want in the Republican.
That's not
MAGA
true.
movement.
I disavow of that. I disagree, and you know what? I talk about this from a personal experience. I don't support anybody that goes far nuts, cuckoo crazy to the right, and I have friends on the Democrat side who served with me in Congress who also don't agree with the extremes of their left wing party. So that's not true. There's a lot of us who like to talk in the middle and try to get things done.
That's what we're doing right now.
No, this is the furthest thing of accomplishing anything.
You're a public official. Do you know what that's? People are going to protest
I mean,
at
that's
your
fucked
house.
up.
That is part of that.
Walter, that
can we
is
get a copy of the
fucked up.
Constitution flowing?
That is-
No, no,
that's not-
can you please stop walking into our frame?
Yeah, sorry, here you go.
So-
also worth noting, the judge he mentioned was murdered by a right-wing...
Not the judge,
extremist.
her son and husband.
Yeah, an anti-feminist right-wing guy. Pelosi attacked by an extreme right-winger. As a matter of fact, every example of political violence by the right wing, not the left.
No, thank you.
I mean,
Do you feel good? He just patted you on the shoulder.
Not that I'm
It looks like you
defending-
need a lot of pats on the shoulder.
Oh, God.
I
God.
do. Thank
Okay,
you.
got it.
So not that I'm defending, I think violence is an awful thing.
Violence is disgusting.
So he mentioned that they were all right wingers. Now, did the person that shot Trump in that stunt?
That's not a stunt. Come on.
In the
Actually,
skit,
no,
was
we can probably agree on that. I don't think that was a stunt.
Okay, so
I mean,
what was
that would
behind
be
it?
if that was staged, that would be amazing. Where they just Trump said, "Oh yeah, to have just nick me, in my ear,
Right
and
in the
kill
ear.
a fireman
That
right
wasn't a
behind me or
stunt.
something."
That's
And that
deeply
takes
offensive
away-
to Corey Compatore's
You are
family.
saying deeply offensive a whole lot today.
Yeah, because it is. It is.
You're going to be deeply offended today then, a lot.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, as long as you're okay.
It's a rough world out there.
But
Well,
yeah,
let's get
so
deep.
I mean, we have members of the Republican Party that have introduced anti-LGBTQ, anti-trans
And it's gone nowhere.
legislation.
And it's gone nowhere.
It's gone, like they've tried. If what trans people
AOC
taking
tried
them
to
out of
ban
the
farting
military,
cows.
taking them out of the military, taking trans people out of the military, taking gay people out of the military. I mean,
AOC tried to ban farting cows. That went
they're
nowhere.
trying-
None of
yeah.
that stuff went
farting
anywhere.
cows. They're part of the LGBTQ community.
Dude, I'm going to repeat myself.
I have no
None
clue
of what you're saying.
you farting cows. I don't.
Extremes are not going anywhere. This country doesn't want
They're
extreme.
trying to reverse things on the basis of sex. They're trying to reverse sex, gender orientation.
There's two genders. Can you
What?
agree to that? That there's only two genders?
There's two pronouns? How many pronouns?
There's two genders.
There's two. How many?
I'm talking about genders, male, female. Or do you believe there's another gender outside of that?
It's gender. So do you? I'm sorry. Do we need to educate you on the difference between gender
I'm asking
and
about
sexuality?
gender. I'm asking about gender.
Gender, yeah.
How many genders are there?
Gender's something we made up.
Oh my God.
Like
okay. All right. Fine. We're not going to change each other's.
We can have a conversation about
Explain
sexuality.
to me what's made up of a gender. Like it's genitalia. It's biology.
Okay. So if a boy throws a baseball in a weird way, we call him girly. No. Right? Men used to
I'm
wear
going
pink.
to go back to the question.
That used to be a masculine thing.
Remove all of those preconceived notions and let's talk about the isolated issue of gender.
Yeah.
Based on
How
genital?
many genders are there scientifically? Scientifically.
So based on
What
gender,
does biology support?
He's
How
saying,
many genders?
He's saying gender is a
Sexuality
social
are
construct.
totally
That's what he's
different.
saying.
Oh my God. But I'm asking you about gender. We can get to sexuality once you answer my basic question of gender. It's not so fucking hard.
So I think the answer
We're
that you're
not
looking for.
gender and science don't mix. We're talking about if you want to talk about sexuality and science, that's
Can you ask me, gender, how many genders exist? That's all I'm asking.
I don't know. I mean, since we made it up, you could have infinite, right? I mean, you can have. There's nothing.
Do you not
gender and
believe that
sexuality are
scientifically
two
it's male
separate
and
things.
female?
I believe the answer that you're looking for him to say is if you were born with a vagina, then you are assigned female at birth. Birth. You're
Assigned at birth, yes.
You are looking for him to say if a person is born with a penis, they are assigned male at birth. That's what you want.
Those are
him to-
genders. No. Those are genders. How you want to live your life, that's incumbent on you. If you don't want to conform to your genders, I don't care. Have at it. But don't tell me that there is more than two genders. Now, if you want to identify with sexuality is fluid and have that conversation, hey, I don't care. Have at it. Go ham. Live free and let live. That's my motto.
The anti-trans movement is a great way to go after the LGBTQ community, go after the gay community.
I'm gay. I don't feel threatened.
Then why are you?
I don't feel threatened. Why are you
like
speaking for
carrying
me?
water for them?
Why are you speaking for me?
What?
Why are you speaking for me?
And because you're like doing the anti-LGBTQ
No, I'm
thing.
not. No, I'm not.
You're
Dude,
playing
walk
the
a day in
groomer
my
rhetoric.
shoes as a gay man, and then you can have that conversation. But anyway, getting back to you, Walter, you're a very colorful person. You're very high energy. You got your boys with you. Like they fact check you. They pat you on the shoulder. That's like a bro synchrony here. I fucking love it.
A lot of bro energy.
Intoxicating masculinity. Intoxicating masculinity.
Yes.
And I love it. I think it's great. You guys have a bond. That's beautiful. What else do you do other than this? Is there anything else that makes you tick? Can you share something that we can humanize you with, maybe?
Okay. Kind of a boring guy. I mean, I play board games. I do a lot of Muay Thai.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got into Muay Thai, after I started doing this stuff. Figured it might be helpful.
Have you ever had to use the skills out there on the street? Because you come across some interesting characters.
I kind of want to have a clean record of nonviolence.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not, if you look at every video, there's not one video where my hands go above my waist. I'm never threatening anyone, physically. It's just all like, you're exercising your freedom of speech. I'm exercising mine. Of course, because we're practicing a wonderful democracy. Let's do it,
And I think it's great because why would you get your hands dirty when all you do is tweet for people to go do your dirty job for you, right?
Yeah.
That's much easier. So you have a clean record.
So, I'm sorry. So let's just, for the record, George Santos understands stochastic terrorism. Is that the takeaway? Okay.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay. So that's not a question. It's a statement. George Santos understands stochastic terrorism. I think we should talk so much about that. That's great. If you can, denounce stochastic terrorism, there's a lot.
Barone, for the people that are listening or watching that don't know the exact definition, could you pull it up?
Yep. Stochastic terrorism is a form of political violence instigated by hostile public rhetoric directed at a group or an individual.
If you want to insult the Democratic Party, I really want you to know that I'm fucking into that.
Good.
Did
you see what Hakeem Jeffries did today?
If you want to insult the Democratic Party, you know what? That's a fucking vibe. I really want us to hate them for the same reasons, not because of this gender neutral bathroom nonsense that you're pushing.
No, you say nonsense. I say it's a problem. I think
you have 2 gender neutral bathrooms in your studio. You only have gender neutral bathrooms
we're
here.
all working adults here.
I came in, I went to use the bathroom, and I was like, wait, both bathrooms are gender neutral. And they're not even marked. There's no men, woman. It's just they're both non-binary. Okay, George Santos has 2 non-binary gender neutral bathrooms unmarked in his fucking studio. What? God damn it.
Were you confused with the doors?
What?
Were you confused with the doors?
I was, oh my God, yeah. I went to go into the bathroom.
So what'd you do? Did you pee in your mouth?
I was so confused about my sexuality in the moment. I was like, oh my God, what do I do? There's a bathroom. There's not a sign on it. There's not a man, woman. What do I do with this thing I had at birth? I want to cut it off.
Okay.
By the way, your teeth whitening game.
Yeah.
It's very Long Island.
Yeah.
Very.
I'm not from Long Island.
It's what's his name? What's his name from Wolf of Wall Street?
Leo DiCaprio?
No.
Jordan Belfort.
Jonah Hill.
No, Jordan Belfort.
Okay.
Jonah
we need
Hill.
to get a picture of Jonah Hill's character in Wolf of Wall Street, because if you ever remember Wolf of Wall Street, his teeth in that were over whitened, and that was sort of a character choice. He over whitened his teeth. Very Long Island, very.
So you're
true.
insulting all of Long Island now for having good mouth hygiene.
Okay. Yes, if we want to insult Long Island, yes.
Okay.
We can also insult. We can also insult Staten Island, New Jersey. So
you're just distributing hate equally.
Listen, I can insult Long Island.
Bridge and tunnel hate.
Yeah, listen, I can insult Long Island because I'm from Manhattan.
There's no bridges to Long Island, though.
We're called the Bridge and Tunnel crowd.
Whatever.
Listen, I can insult Long Island because I'm from Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes you feel better than everyone else? I mean, no, I'm asking.
I'll say my wife is from Brooklyn and I'm from Long Island. And when we had the option to go somewhere else or Long Island, she Manhattan, Brooklyn people, they do not like bridge and tunnel people. I get it ish being one, but I don't really get
I
it.
guess I'm a bridge and tunnel person because I'm from Queens.
Yep.
So, Walter, has anybody ever left you speechless? I follow you on TikTok and I watch a lot of the interviews, the street style interviews, and you're owning these people. But have you ever come across anybody that's just left you like literally?
Where I have no words.
Yes.
Where they just shock me into oblivion.
Yes.
Most conversations kind of shock me. You know?
Okay.
I'm shocked when I meet someone that's LGBTQ who owes all the rights they have from progressives fighting for them for decades.
It's not true.
And then they walk away and they go, I'm going to join the movement that wants to roll these rights back. I am shocked and amazed every time.
What's your theory behind why groups of people do that? Why?
Well, historically, people are always attracted to the power centers. So there's always people like George Santos, right? There's always people like him.
Well, what's like him? Can you define like George Santos?
It's like, well, let me get closer, and for whatever. I'm not going to talk about your motivations, whether it's grift or access to power, and let me get closer to the people that want to take away my rights, wholesale. As a Latino, LGBTQ person, let me get closer to the people that are against both of those things simultaneously.
How thick are you? You're thick.
Yeah.
You're fucking thick.
Dude,
You're thick. Do you know why? I just spent, since 2015 to now, 10 years.
Sure you're a champion
10
of LGBTQ
years being
rights.
called grifter, racist, a threat to democracy, enemies within. These are all things. These are all things.
No, what else?
Let me finish my
lied
point.
about being Jewish. Lied about when your mother died.
I never did that either.
No,
but
we're talking about the things you've been called the last 10 years. We're not done. So it's you lied about when your mother died. You lied about when school you went to. Your mom died on 9/11, and then when else did his mom die? 2 separate days.
I can't do this because, first of all, this is disrespectful. It's my mother you're talking about. I never said my mom died on 9/11. Check your fucking self. You're just listening to headlines and bullshit of people taking shit out of context. Okay. Now, if you want this interview to continue,
just for the record,
you take my mother's fucking name out of your fucking mouth, and then we'll continue this fucking interview. But if you don't, then we're going to have a real life problem. So let's not do that, and let me finish my fucking point on my fucking podcast.
I'm not the one who lied about when his mother... Did I lie about when your mother died? Did I say she died on 9/11? No,
neither did I. Neither did I. Find it where I said she died on 9/11.
Called me thick.
So I'm going to repeat myself. What
you're doing is amazing.
You're thick. You're thick because your ignorance
you just
blinds
said that you never lied about your mom dying on 9/11.
So wait. Let me pause this. I got to side with him, and I rarely do.
Read the context of the tweet.
9/11 claimed my mother's life, so I'm blocking, so I don't have to
read the context of the entire thread.
Sorry. Did we do that with Walter's tweet? I forgot.
So wait, guys, wait a minute.
Well, his was a tweet. That was an answer to a tweet.
Hey, George,
that's an answer.
There we go.
Let me drive for a second.
Oh, you got the
Maximilian, Walter, and Maximilian.
Thank you.
I need you to step out. Step out, okay?
Please get out of the
Step out for a second. Walter. Let's move on from the mom talk. No, we're gonna move on from the mom talk. Okay, I know that's a sensitive issue for him. We do know how his mom passed. She is no longer with us. So we can send people to his house, we can do all that, but let's not talk about that particular lie, because there's tons of other lies that he's told that we can focus on. Can we all just have respect for that?
Can I just focus? I want to finish. You said that people like me float to the power structure.
The power centers.
The power centers, right?
Yes.
What power? It was a net negative. Do you know how much easier my life would be if I conformed and was a Democrat? Do you know how easy I'd have it? Do you know how easy it is to be a gay man and be a Democrat? Nobody questions you. Nobody looks at you the wrong way. But then you need to swallow.
Do you know? Wait, you're saying it's easy to be a gay man?
And a Democrat.
Gay Latino man. As long as you're a Democrat, it's just
so much easier.
Oh my God.
It was so much easier coming out gay than it was coming out conservative. You don't understand how difficult that is, especially in a city like this. Most of my friends are liberal, and we can live.
So you were born conservative? Is that it?
I was conservative since I can figure 2 + 2 was 4.
So being conservative is not a choice. So wait, being gay, that's not a choice. You're born gay. You're also born conservative.
No, we're not born conservative or liberal. We're
but you're born gay.
God.
Okay, but I'm trying to piece things.
I get your style, and I know you think you got something here, and like it's cool. I'll give you the win. Take whatever you want. Edit this, blotch it up, splice it up. I'm so fucking used to it, and it's so boring to me. Like whatever you think you're doing here and creating for your camera is so overdone. It's been done to nauseam.
Being a gay conservative influencer is
okay. We can let's move on. So then you mentioned something. You said as soon as you could remember, you could choose a side. You chose conservative. What were your life experiences? Because I think that's what helps us is our life experiences. What happened?
It's a nurture.
Yeah, this isn't environmental. Is it nature versus nurture?
I come from a conservative family.
Sure.
I come from a conservative family, so it was bound to rub off on me. Or I could have been the fucking crazy rebel that went against everything they believed in. But my family, they're mainly conservative.
Oh, okay.
So I come from that, that's the environment I grew up in, and that's how I think a lot of people are.
It's environmental
your political
for sure.
ideologies are not necessarily sometimes designed even by your own beliefs. They come from your environment. And a lot of people break from that, and great, but I don't feel the need to break from it. I'm 36 years old. You know, I could have chosen to I don't know about this. I'm not a one-issue voter. We can argue here. I don't need to make these concessions, but I don't believe in banning abortion. I don't believe in banning gay rights. I don't believe in banning interracial marriages. I don't believe in overturning none of our statutes that we have of protections for people to have equitable and equal lives in this country. What I disagree with is doing anything that I believe could be harmful to the development of children. That's the only line I draw. Let kids be kids.
This whole conversation is amazing for defunding public education. This whole thing is
Are you pro defunding public education?
No, but I'm saying the whole there's groomers in schools.
Did I say groomers? Did you hear me say groomers?
There's gender ideology in schools.
Did you hear me say that?
The kids. That is what the MAGA movement has inserted into the dialogue to help them defund public education.
And you want to put words in my mouth. You didn't hear me say groomers.
He said he's opposed to children being taught
particular things and indoctrinated with
things at a very early age. Yeah.
That there's more than two genders.
That's just
Is it teaching?
Sure.
Is it directing?
But what do we think? Where does it come from? Is it just a person a personal someone in a school who does decide to become a groomer? Do you think they're placed there? I mean, I'm curious for all of your opinions on this. What is our?
I think sex education is important. It should be introduced at the appropriate age. Period. That's it. No.
Not
sex education. Sex ed should be introduced at the appropriate age.
I went to a public school. I went to charter. I went to private school. Sex education was always escalating. It was, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. Yeah. It was very general in the 5th grade, very, and then it got a little bit more granular.
And they show you the pictures of the STDs
and everything. And it was always, in the public education system, it was always comprehensive. They talked about prophylactics. They talked about abstinence. They talked about the dangers of this, the dangers of that. And it was completely comprehensive. The same way it is today.
It is not done that way today. I'll give you an example. Have you ever encountered a book called Genderqueer? I'm just asking, genuinely. Have you ever encountered the book?
The book called Genderqueer? Yeah. I think that book probably sold 200 copies nationwide. And after Marjorie Taylor Greene got
Marjorie.
Once the Republican Congress people got their hands on it.
It was a school board in Texas.
They sent it to every single person. They showed pictures of it on the Congress, on the floor of Congress.
Why did they do that?
I was the one who did the picture of it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was ever going to read that book ever until the Republican Congress people got up and were waving it around.
So the Republicans promoted the book?
No.
Waving it around is promotion.
The Republicans did more promotion for that book.
That's not true.
Than anything.
The book was found amply in school libraries across the country, and it got the attention of a parent in a school board, I believe in Texas, to which took it to the open mic night at a school board in Texas and said, look, I saw this book. I didn't think much of it. And then I just started going through it. And then there's a blowjob. There's a fucking blowjob. Like literally a picture of a blowjob in the book. And an 8th grader was reading it. Are you fucking kidding me? That wasn't in our time in school. That wasn't what was part of our teaching.
So you're talking about, so you want to age restrict books in school?
I don't think.
You want to age restrict?
Don't we restrict porn?
No, I'm talking about age restricted.
Don't we restrict porn and pornographic material?
Was that book considered sexual education?
I'm sorry.
What grade?
If there's a blowjob in a book that turns from sex ed to porn. I'm sorry, dildos,
in sex ed, don't they teach about intercourse?
Dude,
yes,
listen,
the book teaches you about intercourse.
So there is a part of intercourse for some.
I know there was
sure,
but I wouldn't want my 8th grader reading it.
Thank you.
Listen,
okay.
there was a book.
Right. So, there
was a book I saw in the children's library where like these 2 daughters like take turns having sex with their dad and everything. It was like crazy.
That's gross. I don't even know that.
That's the Bible.
Whatever.
That's the Bible, George.
I'm not getting.
It's the Bible.
I'm not getting into scripture with you.
Okay.
Really not. Really not.
Okay. Thank you, George. You know what? Let's get the Bible out of schools, public schools, private. You know what? Kids shouldn't have to be.
Well, isn't that what public school is? Separation of church and state?
There's.
That's what
I was never taught.
to be.
I was never taught any single religious anything in school in public school in New York City. Were you?
What in public school? New York City, man.
Was the Bible in your public school here in New York?
The Bible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen.
Didn't you go to public school? You were just telling us. I'm asking you a question.
I don't.
Did they
remember.
teach you religious scripture in school?
Did they teach? No.
Neither did I. So I
But
think
he's saying the books were found in the library.
Are they teaching genderqueer in school?
genderqueer is available in New York City school library.
So's the Bible.
So no.
Was it
So
being
in the
taught as
in the
part of
library,
curriculum?
Was genderqueer being taught as part of a curriculum? No.
Genderqueer has been found to be on teachers' reading lists across the nation. Yes. Public
across
school.
the nation.
Well, that's an
Across
even
the
bigger
nation.
problem.
Yeah, so they're like, 5th graders. They're like, here, look at this. Here, look at this. And also, while you're at it, here's a law
not
school level
restricted.
textbook.
It's not restricted for them to not see it, so they
So
can't
are you
see it.
thinking that young kids are being indoctrinated?
I'm not saying.
And what's
what
the
I'm
purpose
saying
of
is,
that then?
guys, what I'm trying to get back at is,
So, like,
why do we have to introduce these things to kids? Why can't we just let them figure this shit out on their own? Give the basics, the ABCs, like you just said, of sex ed. I'm here for it. I learned it. You learned it. We're normal. You learned it. We all learned it.
But how are these books getting into the libraries of school? Is somebody bringing?
No, wait. It's shoulder patting time. And kiss his head again.
Yeah,
you gotta kiss his head.
It comes at the end, George.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, wait.
You gotta pamper him properly.
Genderqueer was only available on reading lists for high school students, so not elementary school.
Not true. Not true.
Except for in one case, which we've made a national thing of, not present in
Not
sex ed curriculum.
Not
as you
true.
Claimed or implied.
I didn't say sex ed. I said it's
We were talking
implied
about
in
sex ed.
school teachers' reading lists.
It's and it does have a caution to parents about the graphic nature of it.
That's after. That's not on the first print. That was on the second print.
In the reading list.
You are very versed in gender.
This is a good book. But also,
of course, I mean, if you're into that shit. But pat him on the shoulder, kiss him on the head, and get the fuck out of my frame.
Thank you.
Kiss him on the head. There you go. Oh, good boy. Oh, such a good boy.
off that broadcast?
All right.
There you go.
Anyway, so let's keep going. And we got a few minutes left only before we wrap up. Let's put all this aside here and let's have. So, what is your next? What's next? I mean, you got 4 years of material with Trump. So I'm very curious. Will we see you at this new press credential at the White House thing that they're giving away? Are you applying for that?
Oh my God, should I apply for that?
I don't know. They're giving it to influencers. I mean, you have
They are giving
following.
it to influencers.
You know what? If you see me in the White House press corps, it's
you can
because
thank George.
Santos.
Oh God!
Whoa. Fake news. That is publicly offered available information.
Okay.
I'm asking, are you applying?
You just gave him the idea.
Yeah, it is so amazing.
He's
So
gonna
are we
do
going to
it.
see you in the halls of Congress like we famously have seen you like trolling members of Congress before?
Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
He's
He's no longer in Congress though, so you lost a lot of material.
Yeah. Matt Gaetz. We're going to miss him. I mean, he would have made such a... Yeah. So I have actually, listen, if you watch the recent material, you see me going and attempting to try and have very straightforward conversations with people I disagree with. The conversation gets derailed if they want to, be a clown, and then I'm like, all right, great.
But you clown them too, though. Come on, let's be fair.
I mean, listen, I don't have to work very hard. I mean, listen, you do this to yourself. I mean, I was trying to have a nice, respectful
I
conversation
think this was
with you.
somewhat as respectful as it could have possibly been.
Well, yeah, it didn't get physical. Or
And it never will, not at least on my part.
Yeah, not on my part.
No, I just got to worry when
Maybe
I go
on
home.
my part.
When you go home.
I just got to worry when I go home if you're not going to tell your followers to go harass me at my house again.
He's not going to do
God,
that.
yeah. Well, you're not in public office anymore.
Oh,
You
right.
got
You don't
kicked
care.
out
That's
of
right, yeah.
Congress by literally everyone.
With no, that's actually factually inaccurate. But sure.
Okay, so who kicked you out?
I mean, it wasn't everyone.
Okay, so
You said everyone. Everyone implies every single person. It's not true.
Touche, George. So
Aren't we fact checking?
Those 2 to 3
shoulder. Thank you.
Those
Can you
2 to
kiss my
3
face?
people. No. How many people
Working on it.
who didn't vote? Let's ask your producer who didn't vote.
There was like
kick you out of-
100 and something people who voted against it, and 2 of them were Democrats.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Let's
And there
get
were
their
two-
name. Let's get their names.
Two Democrats
There's
voted
2
president.
Democrats that thought you should be in.
No, they
public
were
office.
actually part of the ethics committee and didn't think that the entire process was fair.
Yeah, great. Oh, great. Let's go protest at their house.
No,
I'm sorry, can we
no,
get their names?
absolutely not. No,
What?
That's wrong.
What? Protesting in front of someone's house?
That's so wrong. It's dangerous, man. It's literally dangerous.
So 8 members missed the vote. Expulsion would have been 290, but since 8 members missed the vote, threshold was 285. Formerly known.
I don't think they have the number straightforward ever. You got to like count.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, this is too much work for me.
Yeah, no, I think it's like, I'll put it this way, 105 Republicans voted with all the Democrats to vote to expel me, and I think 3 or 4 Republicans missed the vote.
Two Democrats voted to keep Santos, Virginia Scott, and Georgia Williams.
Okay, yeah. Let's get.
No.
Can we get a protest
No.
going in front of their house, please?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
We're
not.
not
Yeah,
sending
let's get
anybody anywhere.
Let's just get some.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Walter, you're very animated. It's amazing. You've made a lot of points here. I gotta say, Naja, I'll give it to you. This was entertaining. It got me going. It got me loosed up.
For once, it's not me sweating.
Yeah, I'm
So-
not sweating, but I'm on my feet, and you got to think on your feet when you're with a person whose entire MO is being witty, quick on their feet. So
He
it's
is quick on his feet.
not fun.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
I think both of you guys
very
played
quick
as
on my
nice as
feet.
possible today.
I think it couldn't have been.
I was
better than
afraid
this.
for
Yeah.
a few moments. I
What
was
about like
kind
a-
of scared.
What about like a thumb war? Like,
Absolutely not. So
Listen, Walter, I enjoyed myself. I'm so glad you came. In my opinion, you're always welcome back here
well, yeah.
with limitations.
Thank you so much for being here, Walter.
Thank you.
You
Thank
bet.
you so much.
Okay.
I'm mad at you.
Okay. So
No. Don't
I did not know
so
that
me.
man came to your call people to come to your house. I had no clue of that. I don't condone that. And I have to clear up something too. When I said, "Oh yeah, you're racist," I honestly feel like everybody has a little bit of it in them. Everybody has a little bit, and
You're forgiven. I just
You
I get
do?
sensitive about it, especially
Okay.
with my family makeup. So I get really sensitive.
Right.
about it.
So just to be clear, and I know they say that certain groups can't be racist, but we all have some prejudices.
I mean,
against
sure,
other
we all have
groups.
biases and different opinions and
Prejudices,
yeah,
biases,
preconceived notions. I
harmful
get that,
preconceived
but I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so just to clear that up, just to make sure me and you are good.
no, we're always good.
I also
I forgot about that.
and Walter, I know you and your peeps are watching this. The stuff with his mom, that wasn't cool. We draw the line, and I guess we have to pick where our lines are drawn. I don't know what happened with their fact checking because it was a lot with the guy.
What was
the
that?
the masseuse.
The masseuse,
No.
yeah,
It was a massage, a pat, and a kiss on the head.
I think you held your own though.
I mean,
What do you think? Because your face is not as relaxed as it normally looks. So I can tell
It's
that
tense.
I
Yeah.
can tell that there is thick in here right now.
We turned on the AC and it's cold outside, but I was emulating heat off of my body.
And I was like, should I be scared? Like,
No.
should I be? So for real, how do you feel about today? Like, how do you feel about our guest today? What's the final thought?
So look, I don't care for him.
Did you get anything positive from
No,
this
there's
interview?
nothing. Like, he's not a positive person. He literally tried to find reason and rationale to violence. That's like he condones violence, and I can't hang with people like that.
You were very, and rightfully so, you were very hung up. And I feel like we stayed a little bit too long on the fact that he sent people to your house. Because there were a lot of other things to talk about.
My niece lives with me. My niece is my whole world. And people don't realize that. I have an autistic niece. Her name's Chloe. She's 7. She's going to be 7, pardon me. She's 6. And it's a big deal for me because everything around my life revolves around accommodating and facilitating the best outcome possible for her advancement.
So because of that, it doesn't sound like there was any way that he could have sat here and there could have been any type of positive discourse.
No.
Like it wasn't going to happen.
It was never going to happen.
Yeah.
No,
it was
just impossible.
Okay. I have to go use our non-binary bathroom, so I'm gonna excuse myself.
What is that? Like our non-binary. Now the internet's gonna say that where we record our podcast has non-binary bathrooms. Great, fucking great. We just have bathrooms. We're adults here. We don't have that issue of people wanting to go spy on you, and they're also individual lock bathrooms. You don't need gender for those. It's
I will
like they're
say,
stalls.
I would love a urinal just because of the dribble.
Oh God!
Look, it is what it is. We had fun. I had fun as much as it might not look like it. I had fun, loved it, and can't wait to do another one next week.
Shit, I don't know. I gotta see.
Keep bringing your friends over, Naja.
I don't know.
I'm ready for them. So we'll see you next time on Pants on Fire with George Santos and my beautiful co-host, Naja Hall.
AKA Poison Ivy.